Hi, beautiful people. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome, welcome. My name is Georgia. So, as you could tell from the title, we are going to do a recap and a review of Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 24, titled Rodger That. So, we're starting off the episode with Miss Nell and Chris Fletcher. They go out dancing, they're doing date night, and Miss Nell is letting Chris know that Martell stopped by the house, the day before, the other day, and what had transpired with the conversations they were having. She told Chris that, the conversation really upset her because she didn't expect it to go the way it did. She told him about the name changing ceremony and the fact she wanted to attend and how Martell was against it and saying that he need people to pick sides. So she's asking her husband, did he ever say that to you? And then we did a rollback to the day when he was on the job site with Fred, and he actually told Chris, you guys need to pick sides because you know what she's doing is not right. It's making me seem like I'm the only bad guy when that is not the case. She told him that the fact that Melody was changing her name was gut wrenching to Martell, and that it got kind of loud. So Chris is like, so you need me to talk to him or what? She said, well, just have a conversation with him and find out where his head is at because I don't like the way we left things. It left me really upset, and he got upset as well. So that was a conversation with Miss Nell and her husband. Now he's gonna have to have a Chris is gonna have to have a conversation with Martell about the way things were handled with him and his wife. Now we have Stormy and Tiffany. They're meeting up to go shopping. I think Tiffany need a few things for the baby, she said. So they're meeting up at like a baby store or whatever. They catch up about the barbecue. Stormy tells Tiffany what she missed before she got there with baby Ace. And then she also brought up that she met with Kiki, and the things that is going back to Kiki saying that she don't know why she's leaving the neighborhood. Is she allowed to register her son in that new school, in that new neighborhood? About what's going on with Kiki and her use of substances or lack thereof. So Tiffany's saying she never had a conversation with anybody regarding Kiki. But then Stormy pointed out the fact that Tiffany did an interview with Carlos King, and what she said in that interview, she told her, like, what you said in that interview, I watched it myself and it was kind of cringe. Things you were saying that you wouldn't have people in your circle who doesn't benefit you and stuff like that. She's like, you said those things. So then she said that, then she's basically telling Tiffany, leave Kiki alone. But then Tiffany's like, wait a minute, are you really interested in having us sort things out, or are you stirring the pot? So now Stormy took offense to that. It's like, girl, what do you say? Come, let's sit down and talk about this even more, because what you're saying is some bull. like Nene and Candy, what you saying is some bull at this point. So they sat down, they talked about it some more. And she's like, I'm willing to sit down and speak with Kiki and clear the air, but can you set that meeting up? Are you willing to do that? So Stormy was like, all right, yeah, I'm willing to do that. Let's clear the air, because all this fighting back and forth is not good for the group, and we're not going to make any kind of headway as far as getting together and getting things done, because this argument is going to lead to something physical, and that is what we don't want. So let's meet up and talk to Kiki. So Tiffany is willing to do that. So I'm guessing, in the future, we're going to see that. Now we are at the day of Melody's name-changing ceremony. We see that backyard is set up beautifully. There's quite a few people there. Family and friends are there. Melody is getting her makeup done. She has on a beautiful dress. And it has the feel of a wedding ceremony. It's like, I've never seen anybody done this before. So let's see. It's a first for everything. Melody's mom came into the room to just, get her ready and see how she's doing. And we get started with it. Melody walks up the cobblestone pathway to her backyard and walks down the aisle to one of her new songs playing. I believe it's called Take Me Back. Yeah, new music. And there's a recital of vows from the officiant. There's a recital of vows from, I don't know if that was a preacher or a life coach or whatever, but they said something, she repeated it, and she basically took back her name. Her mom gave a nice speech telling her how much she was so proud of her and stuff like that. Then she's like, all right, that's done now. Let's all party. So they start to party, having a good time. Melody's making the rounds with her guests, thanking everybody for coming. And then Miss Nell asked Melody if they could have a private conversation. Of course, Melody's like, in the confessional, I hope this, why is she pulling me aside right now? I hope this ain't no BS, because this is a good day. We don't have no drama here. This is a Martell free zone, and we are not about to get into it. Miss Nell didn't care, of course. She still talked to her about the conversation she had with Martell, about how Martell was upset that Melody was actually changing her name back to Rodgers and not keeping the name Holt. And he was upset about it, the fact he didn't want Miss Nell to come to the ceremony. Miss Nell told him that, she built her brand, that Martell said she built her brand on his name and she shouldn't have changed it. So, of course, she listened to her and thanked her on it and whatever. She had a few choice words, of course, regarding Martell, but then it wasn't no big deal. They went back to the party and had a good time, and that was the end of that scene. Now we have Stormy and her chief operating officer. I'm guessing she brought in somebody to help her with the business. She's letting us know, not in a straight way, but in a roundabout way, that her business wasn't doing very well at one point, and it's because somebody forged her name on some documents and the business was going down. So when this chief operating officer came in, they actually built the business back up, and Stormy got kind of emotional, because he's saying to her that, this is a business, you can't worry about family and friends and stuff like that, but I'm here to help, and we see this business being a $10 million business at one point in the future. Now we see Stormy all over TikTok. She's showing us all these orders that needs to be filled. She's showing us new products coming out every day. She have clients who are giving their reviews on the products, some negative, some positive. So you still don't know, because I think it's a balance right now. You have some bloggers are saying that, her products is trash. I don't know if they've actually used it or they're just going on what other reviews are saying. People say they're waiting for their products. Stuff is coming in smelling rancid and stuff like. And then there are other reviews who are giving it praise. So I don't know where to go from there, but we'll see. But they talked about that and the fact that, going forward, they're going to be doing well. They just have to keep up with their orders, make sure that they keep coming up with new stuff and promoting. Now, the last scene of this episode, I thought I was watching a whole new show. So we have the Fletchers, and they are doing family dinner. We get to meet Nell and Chris' kids. They told us they're calling it a blended family, but they don't call it a blended family, because she said when her and Chris Fletcher met, they both had a child less than a year old or around a year old coming into the marriage, and then they had 2 kids together. And then Miss Nell was a significant part of her raising her niece. She tells us that her niece used to work with her, but she had to fire her niece, and then her niece got another job and got fired from that as well. But she didn't tell Miss Nell about it. She told Chris about it. So when the kids came into the house, Miss Nell was already hot about that, because she felt that, they're supposed to be able to talk to her about anything. We find out that the niece, even though she's been fired from Miss Nell, hired somewhere, got terminated from that, and now she has another job. She's doing well. So she was about to tell her today at dinner, but Chris already told his wife what happened. So she was hot already. They're having the dinner. She's sharing the food, and she is letting them have it. I'm feeling sorry for her daughter's husband. I'm like, does he know this is how we get down as families? You know, as black families, we be going hard, but it's all in love. So now she's like, you know what? As a matter of fact, everybody come sit your ass down at the table. Let me get into all of you. Now we find out that their youngest son was arrested and went to prison. And when he did, they had to go pick up his dogs from his house and take them to the vet. It so happened that it cost them $3,800 in vet bills and medicine. I guess he wasn't taking care of dogs at all. That's a big vet bill. I'm wondering how many dogs he had, but that's a huge vet bill that his parents had to cover. And on top of that, they had to bail him out of jail, which was another $6,000, and they still haven't been paid for it. Now he wants his dogs back, and his parents are like, "You're not getting them dogs back until you pay us what you owe us." And he's like, "Well, I think it's an even exchange because you have my dog, so why am I paying you any money?" So that is where they were going back and forth at the table, and it was getting loud because everybody is jumping in and having an opinion. And at what point Miss Nell just yelled, "Shut up!" to everybody. The place got quiet, and that is where the episode ended. I could tell this is going to start off hot with next season. I didn't know Chris and Nell had all of that going on in their house with these kids. Oh, they said with these kids. You and these kids. But like I said, that is how we are as black families. We will tell you what we think about you and kiss you and hug you and shove you out the door. And then, that's it. Because we're going to let you know how we feel about you and how messed up you are. But she is upset that the kids are not coming to her as much as they should. They're going to her husband because they know he's a pushover and he's not as, he won't get into them or be as judgmental as she is. But as a mom, you're supposed to be able to tell your kids how you feel about them. If you can't tell them, who's gonna tell them? Somebody out there in society. So I think Miss Nell and Chris, it's gonna be interesting to see the next episode. I'm wondering if Martel is gonna give Melody a few words, what he think about her doing the name change. I don't really think she cares at all. As she shouldn't. She gave him more than enough time to fix things and turn things around, and she's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out of here. Let's just raise these kids together, co-parenting, and just move on with our lives. Stormy, Tiffany, and Kiki, that's going to be interesting. And where's Tisha and Marceau this episode? I guess they were on vacation when they shot this because we didn't see anything of them this episode. But hey, all right, I guess that's how it is. We're just going to keep watching and see how this unfold. Will there ever be an end to this season 6? Because there's always new things being introduced with all these couples. I don't know when they're going to end it, but I'm here to watch and review as always. So thumbs up this video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're interested in more reality TV reviews, celebrity news and gossip, entertainment news. Subscribe to the channel, and until next time, be sure to take care of yourselves and your families. Bye-bye.